guys, this is the ASMR Nerd, and today I'm doing something a little bit different than the usual. Today I'm going to be answering 50 goofy questions. I was tagged to do this by thatASMRchick, which is great because I think she's fantastic, and I enjoyed listening to her answers. So hopefully I can provide some interesting answers for you here as well. I've watched a couple of other ASMR artists answer these questions, and I gotta say up front, they're not very goofy. They're actually just kind of questions about the ASMR artist, about the person. So apologies in advance if they don't have you rolling on the floor, but I don't know, maybe you'll find them interesting. Maybe my whisper will give you a few tingles, so we shall see. Anyhow, let's get started here. What time did you get up this morning? It's a Saturday, and I need to get my beauty rest, right? So I got up at about 10 this morning, 10 a.m. How do you like your steak? I like steak, for starters. I'm not a vegetarian. It's one of those things that, like, ethically, morally, I've thought about a lot, and maybe one day, if I can summon up the self-control, I don't know, to do so, maybe I will, but I do really like meat. Like bacon. I don't know if I could live without bacon. But steak, I do like a good steak, and I like my steak medium rare. Good medium rare steak. What was the last film you saw at the cinema? That would have been Pacific Rim, which I really, really enjoyed. Pacific Rim. It was just, it was everything that I had hoped it would be, you know. Yeah, of course the premise was ridiculous, but that's the point, that's fine. And of course the action sequences are over the top, but again, that's the point. It was all executed with such a sense of confidence and such style, and that it really just worked out. And you know, every time something crazy and off the wall happened, it was almost like the director, Guillermo del Toro, was just kind of giving the audience a big broad wink, you know, like, hey, you know what'd be awesome? This would be awesome, so we're gonna do it. So yeah, totally ridiculous, totally in your face, over the top, but I enjoyed the heck out of it. That's the most fun I've had in a movie theater for quite some time. Thumbs up for Pacific Rim. What is your favorite TV show? Very favorite right now is Game of Thrones. I read the Song of Ice and Fire books before the TV show began, and so when they announced the show, I was definitely a bit apprehensive, but they have done a fantastic job of translating those books into a show. They did a great job with the casting. The production values are high. Yeah, really love Game of Thrones. And of all time, hard to say, but I gotta mention Firefly. I love Firefly so much, and yeah, it's cliche to complain about it now being taken off the air, but it had so much potential, and what was completed was just fantastic. If you could live anywhere in the world, where would it be? You know, I love it here. is the west coast of BC, Canada, specifically the town of Victoria on the southern tip of Vancouver Island. And it's beautiful here. It's really, really nice. I love hiking, and there's plenty of that to be done here. I love beaches, and there are some fantastic, beautiful West Coast beaches, rugged West Coast beaches, just within an hour of town. If you're willing to drive a little further afield, there are some fantastic places to go camping and exploring, so that's great for me. But that being said, there's a whole world out there. I've had a chance to do a little bit of traveling. Last year I went to the Mediterranean and traveled through Greece and Turkey for about a month and a half, which was fantastic. Both were just gorgeous countries, and I would love to go back. Would I want to live there? I don't know. It's hard to say. I've also had a chance to travel through much of Europe, Northern Europe specifically, and also very beautiful. I think there's a lot of places that I would actually be happy living, and that's part of the problem. There's so many other places that I haven't been that I think I would really love. So I don't think I can answer that question yet. If there was one place in the world that I could choose out of all of them, I haven't seen enough of them yet, but maybe when I have, I'll be ready to make a choice. But it's pretty nice here. I really can't complain. British Columbia is a beautiful, beautiful province. Okay, what else? What did you have for breakfast? I had some cottage cheese and a peach for breakfast. It was pretty good. My favorite cuisine, like nationality, my favorite national cuisine, I guess. I really like Thai food. I just love the combination of lots of sweet and sour flavors, and lots of spicy and bold stuff. Exciting food. I also really like Greek food. Very tasty. What foods do you dislike? I don't like, or I don't dislike a lot of foods. I'm pretty easy about most stuff. I don't like tomatoes much. Like, I'll eat them in a sandwich or burger, that's fine. Tomato sauce, fine. But just tomatoes by themselves, I'm not a huge fan. I just don't like the texture of the seeds. I don't like rice pudding really very much. It's too goopy, like tapioca either. Those kinds of things are just a little too, I don't know, squishy and goopy. Not a big fan. But otherwise, I'm pretty good with most foods. I'm not super picky. Favorite place to eat? I don't know. That won't mean much to people who don't live here, but there's a place called the Fireside Grill. That's here in Victoria, just a little outside of downtown. It's in a nice old sort of Tudor style building that was originally constructed as an inn back in the 1930s or 40s, I think. And it's a very beautiful building. It's been converted into this restaurant, and they serve really tasty food, stuff that's just a little bit different than what you'd get elsewhere. I don't know what you'd call the style of cuisine. It's just like, contemporary, kind of all kinds of different stuff. They have salads and steaks and chicken and things, but they have some more interesting things as well. And they have a good deal. It's like appetizer, main, and dessert for, I think, like $22, which is pretty good. It's definitely kind of upscale cuisine, and it's kind of unique. So anyway, favorite dressing? I'm assuming this means salad dressing, and if that's the case, I'm gonna have to go with like just Italian, kind of like a zesty light Italian vinaigrette. It's good. I also like Caesar salad a lot, so I guess Caesar. What kind of vehicle do you drive? I drive a charcoal gray 2005 Mazda 3 GT hatchback. I've had it for about a year now. It's a really fun car. Nice and zippy. It goes when you put your foot down, and it's a 5-speed manual, so that's fun. And I really love the way it handles. It's just so tight. The suspension is tuned nice and a little on the stiffer side, so it really just hugs the corners, and you just turn the wheel and it goes. You just point it and it goes. There's no dead zone on it. It's very fun to drive. Really, I quite love that car. What are your favorite clothes? I like, for the most part, pretty practical clothes. I like kind of like what I'm wearing, I guess. This is just a light kind of almost a travel shirt, like the quick dry travel ones. Button up, short sleeves. I wear jeans a lot. I think jeans are just the best pants because they're comfortable and they're, versatile. Whatever, jeans are great. And I have a lot of band t-shirts as well, actually. I listen to a lot of stuff, mostly metal, but other things too. And I've been to a lot of shows. I like going to live shows. And so I got a lot of band t-shirts that I honestly don't really wear that much these days, just because they're not really like workplace material. But out with friends or around the house, I'll wear them. Okay, better move along here. This is gonna be really long at this rate. Where would you visit if you had the chance? Okay, so this is kind of a continuation of where would you live, maybe. I would like to visit Italy. I haven't been to Italy. I'd like to visit Spain. I'd like to visit a lot of the Mediterranean countries that I haven't visited. I'd like to get to Egypt one day. Jordan would be really cool. And I would like to go back to Greece and Turkey at some point because there's more to see. Plenty more to see there that I haven't seen yet. I'd like to visit the UK. I'd like to visit Japan. So, basically anywhere. New Zealand. I'd really like to go to New Zealand. I like to travel. I really enjoy traveling. I don't always, haven't had a lot of opportunity just because of time and money constraints and work and school and all that, but I'm hoping I get to visit some of these places, maybe in the near future. I'm starting to plan something for next year, maybe. Cup half empty or half full? Sure, half full kind of guy, why not? I can be a bit of a pessimist sometimes. I like to say I'm a realist. I'm a very, rational kind of person, I think. I try very hard to evenly weigh the options and give an objective evaluation of a given situation, so yeah, but I recognize the value of, of being positive. Positive thinking. It can make a difference, so it can certainly help your disposition. Where would you want to retire? I think, again, cop-out answer, but here, somewhere in BC, south coastal BC, maybe in the Gulf Islands, which are these beautiful, sort of dry coastal islands, relatively dry anyway for coastal rainforest, between Vancouver Island and the lower mainland, like Vancouver, and they're just really relaxed and chill, slow places. Nothing happens too quickly there. Not a lot of people live there. A lot of wealthy people do retire there. Maybe one day, if I've got the money, I can retire to one of the Gulf Islands. We'll see. sunset evening, and in terms of like just in general, I guess the evening. I like the evening. Where were you born? I was born here in Victoria, BC. I haven't moved too far afield, but it's a great place. It's a really nice place. It was a great place to grow up, and it's a great place to live still. I'm sure I'm terribly biased, but I think a lot of people do like it here, and I certainly do. So Victoria's a little, I mean, it's a little bit small, maybe, like if you're a big city kind of person. And Vancouver's where, you know, everything happens sort of in the province, but I was born here on the island. What's your favorite sport to watch? I don't watch a lot of sports. I don't really like sports that much, to be totally honest. But if I had to pick one, hockey. I mean, that's a cop-out. But honestly, Canadians get pretty excited about their hockey, and it's pretty hard not to watch hockey during the playoffs, especially if, say, the Canucks have made it to the playoffs, and you know, it's just sort of a cultural thing that everyone does. You know, go over to your friend's place, have a couple brewskis, watch some hockey. So, yeah, I guess hockey. Who do you think will not take you back? See, I think this is a stupid question. Guess why would anyone, like, why would they take me back? I don't understand that. Maybe I just don't get this, how this works. Maybe I'm oblivious, but I've already answered the questions. So, I don't think anyone's gonna take me back, because it's a dumb question. Person you expect to take you back first. Yeah, same story. I guess, I mean, they could tag me with something else, maybe. Like a different questions tag or whatever. I don't know. I have no idea who would tag me with something else. This is actually my first tag video, so. Who are you most curious about their responses to this? I'm gonna be tagging two people. I'm gonna be tagging DonnaASMR, and I'm gonna be tagging ASMR by Design. I don't think either of them have been tagged yet, and if they have, my apologies for the double tag. But yeah, I'm curious to hear from both of them if they do it. Okay. Birdwatcher. No, not as a hobby, but I can appreciate cool birds. I was out camping a couple of weeks back, and on the beach where I was camping, there were a couple of ospreys. It looked like a mating pair, and they were fishing in the surf, and it was really fantastic to watch. We have lots of cool wildlife around here. We get bald eagles and hawks of all kinds, and lots of, you know, smaller birds as well. So no, I don't do it as a hobby, but if there's a cool bird, you know, like I'm on a hike and there's a pileated woodpecker or something on a tree nearby, I'll stop to watch. Why not? Are you a morning person or a night person? Definitely a night person. Yeah, I don't know, I've just never really, I can appreciate a sunrise, like it's really pretty, and I can appreciate being out and about before others are, you know, because it's definitely very fresh and crisp and clean and all that in the morning. But you know, if my sleeping habits or my just general pattern of being awake is any indication, I'm definitely a night person. Maybe that'll change one day, who knows. Do you have any pets? Yes. 2 cats. Sisters, Maisie and Abby. Maisie is black and white and fat, and Abby is kind of brown and white and a little bit runty. She's pretty tiny. the same litter. They are Maine Coon Ragdoll crosses. And if you know anything about cats, both of those breeds have kind of like a ruff on their neck and sort of pantaloons and kind of big pointy ears. And Maine Coons are kind of goofy and pretty big. And Ragdolls are a little goofy and they love to flop around. They'll just kind of dead weight in your arms, or they'll lay around on their back with their tummy exposed. And a lot of cats like to, tempt you with their tummy and then grab on as soon as you go for the tummy rub. But my cats love tummy rubs. They would have me doing it forever if I could. And they're just really very adorable and very affectionate. They're great cats. I loves them. Okay. Any new and exciting news you'd like to share? No. I can't think of anything. If I do, I'll come back to it. What did you want to be when you were little? It changed, like it varied, I'm sure, but one thing that I really did want to be was a paleontologist, because like a lot of little boys, I went through a dinosaur phase, and I still think dinosaurs are awesome. But there was a point where I could just name off like dozens of dinosaurs and tell you all about them, and I just thought they were the coolest thing. And I really wanted to be a paleontologist. I don't really know what happened to that dream along the way. There's no reason I couldn't have done so, but I'm a biologist. That's what I went to school for, and I have my bachelor's of science in biology. And I work now as an ecologist, I guess you could say, paleoecologist. So it's kind of close to paleontology. I don't study dinosaurs per se, but it's not too far off, so that's cool. What is your best childhood memory? The very best. Oh, heck, I don't know. I have lots of great childhood memories. I was lucky to have a really loving family. I have a younger brother who's a really great guy. We get along well. And my parents have always been really great, so I have some great memories of going on trips as a kid. We drive into the interior of British Columbia, a region called the Okanagan. In the late summer, they have all kinds of fruit from the orchards there. Tons of fruit orchards, peaches and cherries and all kinds of stuff, and they just sell them from the side of the road. And we would, go on a drive up through the Okanagan for a week or two, just picking up, fresh fruit along the way, stopping and swimming in lakes. It gets pretty hot and dry in the Okanagan. Those are good memories, good times. Cat or dog person? I love both, but I grew up with cats, and I have cats now, so I guess I'm primarily a cat person, but I love dogs as well. The neighbors had a dog when I was growing up, a border collie, which to this day I think remains my favorite breed of dog. They're just so intelligent and fun and cute and loving. So I don't have a dog, but if I were to get one, it might be a border collie. Are you married? No, I'm not. But I do have a long-time girlfriend. Not married yet. We'll leave it at that. Always wear your seatbelt. Yeah, of course. That's a stupid question. Why wouldn't you? Yeah. Being in a car accident? No. Never a bad one. I mean, like, I've been in maybe 2 fender benders, but barely anything except a little bit of cosmetic damage, and it wasn't me driving. I've never myself driven into an accident, or been in a serious accident of any kind. This is getting long. Any pet peeves? Yes. Oh, I hate it when I'm driving and people don't use their friggin' turn signals. How hard is it, guys? It's like you move your fingers like 2 inches. It's not that hard. Please use your turn signals. It just drives me nuts. I hate wet socks. Yeah, there's other stuff I'm sure, but anyway. Favorite pizza toppings. Ooh, I like lots of cheese. I like there's a restaurant near here that does really good, like West Coast pizza they call it, with smoked salmon and artichoke hearts and like capers and stuff. That's really good. Very tasty. Favorite flower? It's a good question. I don't know if I have a favorite flower. We have a flower around here called the trillium. That's this beautiful 3-petaled flower that pops up here in springtime. And yeah, sometimes see it when you're out hiking. It's bright white with very green leaves. It's a nice flower. We'll say that, I guess. Favorite ice cream? Of all ice creams ever, I have to go with this like vanilla blueberry, I think it was, or blueberry swirl or something. I don't know, blueberries and cream maybe. Anyway, that this farm market used to have near where I grew up. Back when I was a kid, but I haven't seen it for years, and I don't know if it still exists. Probably somewhere. But that was really good, and I think that's probably to this day still my favorite ice cream. Favorite fast food restaurant? I'm not a big fast food guy, much really, but I was over in Vancouver recently, and they just got a Five Guys burger place there. So, you know, I've heard a lot about it. I mean, people say it's good, the tasty fries, good greasy burgers, so I tried it out, and yeah, I gotta agree. You know, it's simple, very straightforward menu, but the burger was just greasy decadence. It was good, and the fries were pretty good too, so I'll go with Five Guys. How many times did you fail your driver's test? Once. I failed my driver's test once, because, and this goes back to blinkers, this was actually the opposite. This was a guy who had his blinker on, but wasn't turning, and it looked like he was slowing down to turn into the road that I was turning out of, and I had already been waiting for a lot of traffic, and I didn't want the driving, you know, guy, whatever, the guy scoring me, to think that I was like overly cautious or whatever, which was probably stupid, but anyway, I felt I really should probably go, so the guy was slowing down, blinker on, so I took my turn, a right turn, at the same time that this other guy decides, nope, he's not going to turn, he's just going to keep going, and so, it was a close thing. It wasn't, I didn't get in an accident or anything, but I had to definitely step on it to avoid having him rear-end me there. So that was an insta-fail. And yeah, I mean, it was probably my fault. I should have waited, but it goes back to turn signals. Use them properly, people. If you're gonna turn, use it. If you're not gonna turn, don't. Okay. I'm not pointing out anybody that might be watching this, by the way. I'm sure you guys are all fine drivers. There's a lot of people around here that don't seem to understand the concept of turn signals. Okay, moving on. From whom did you get your last email? My brother. He is currently out on the west side of the island at a field school, taking a 6-week-long archaeology field school course. And I think he's having a pretty darn good time by the sounds of it. They're kind of out in the boonies, mostly, sort of out at the end of a logging road, a little place called Bamfield, which is incidentally a place I love to go camping. And yeah, I got an email from him. It was his birthday the other day. He's just letting me know how he's doing. Which store would you choose to max out your credit card? Either the Steam store most of the time. I'm much more of a sit back and think and weigh the options kind of guy. I have a friend who's very impulsive, and I think we complement each other well. Because if he's gonna do something crazy, I kind of tell him, like, let's think about this for a second. And if I'm being a stick in the mud, he'll call me out on it, so it works out well. Do I like my job? Yes. I'm working 2 jobs right now, and both are related sort of to ecology. One's sort of a landscape ecology type job, the other's more of a paleoecology type job. One involves more lab work, the other involves more writing and literature review. Both are pretty cool, so yes, I like my jobs. Broccoli. Yes, I like broccoli, especially with cheese sauce. So good. What was your favorite vacation? Hands down, Greece and Turkey. Went with my brother and a couple of buddies. We packed light, traveled light, spent about 6 weeks or so, and it was just fantastic. I loved all of it. I'm a big sucker for Mediterranean history, Greek and Roman history, and we saw so much stuff. It was just so, that area is so culturally rich. Both countries were so beautiful. The weather was fantastic. The people were fantastic in both Greece and Turkey. They were incredibly welcoming. I'd go back in an instant. It was just fantastic. I've used that word like 10 times now, I know, but it really was. Last person you went out to dinner with? My girlfriend and her family. We went to a Mexican place last night. It was pretty tasty. I had a stuffed chili pepper. I can't remember what you call that. Chili relleno or something. I don't know. That's probably wrong. Had a bunch of like Monterey Jack cheese and chorizo sausage. Tasty. What are you listening to right now? The sound of silence and my own voice drowning on here. Not listening to any music or anything while I'm recording this. Favorite color? Green. I like green. A nice kind of forest green. Not like really yellowy, sort of a little more of a paler green maybe. How many tattoos do you have? None. I don't have any tattoos. I'm not particularly opposed to the idea. I just haven't had anything that I thought was worth getting tattooed on me. Maybe one day I'll do it, but it'll have to be something really very meaningful, very significant to me. We'll see. How many are you tagging for this quiz? I'm gonna tag, as I mentioned earlier, 2 others. I'd like to tag DonnaASMR and ASMR by Design. I'm keen to hear what they have to say about these questions, and I just really like all their stuff, and they're really great people, so yeah, I'd like to tag both of them. I don't know if, I'm pretty sure they haven't been tagged yet. I haven't seen any videos to that effect. It's possible they got tagged and they just haven't uploaded videos yet, so we'll see, but hopefully not. Hopefully they can do a video. That would be neat. What time did you finish this quiz? It is... What time is it? That's a great question. 11:30, almost exactly 11:30 p.m. So, kind of late, I guess. Gonna be going to bed not too long. Last question, number 50. Coffee drinker. Yes, I never used to drink coffee much, but then during school, like university, I kind of got hooked, and then I kind of weaned myself off of it. back working in an office again, I'm drinking coffee again. I like it well enough. Like, it's okay. The caffeine affects me a lot. Like, I'm very sensitive to caffeine. It's a big hit. Like, I'm kind of jittery for a few hours afterwards. Assuming that it's like I tend to drink. I'm gonna sound like a terrible lowbrow hipster here, but I drink a lot of Starbucks. I don't know, whatever. It's fine coffee. Yeah. Anyway, you don't care about my coffee drinking habits, but yes, I drink coffee. And that is that. That is all 50 questions. And that took us almost more than half an hour, almost 40 minutes to get through. So if you're still with us, with me here, thank you, I guess. Bravo. You made it to the end. I hope there were some interesting answers there for you. I hope you found out some interesting stuff about me. Maybe. I don't know. So as I mentioned, I was tagged by the ASMR chick. Thank you for that. And I'm tagging DonnaASMR and Nick ASMR by Design. All of those channels are going to be linked down below in the video description. And if you haven't, by some crazy chance, seen any of their stuff yet, please do so. Check them out. They're all fantastic. There's that word again. They're all really good. They've given me tingles many a time, and I've fallen asleep listening to their stuff more times than I can count. So, anyhow, thank you for watching. A little bit different today, and I will be back with some regularly scheduled programming soon, in the next couple of days, probably. I'm going to be doing, hopefully, a new Minecraft episode, and I think it's high time I did another Pokemon card video, because that one is far and away my most popular video, and I haven't done one for quite some time, so I'll probably get around to that. And Redwall, that one's been on indefinite hiatus for quite some time.